Welcome to the second part of the speech, change of speech, and the second part contains how to change type of sentence in speech. First of all, assertive speech. In assertive speech, we can see that instead of any inverted comma, we use that, and there is the subject and followed by an object, which is speaker and listener before that. As usual, compliance of the rule that you can do this work, he could do this work, that is very simple. And what we have to focus on here is use tell and say very cautiously, because when we use tell, he told me, told must be followed by an object. But instead of told or tell, if we use say, that say need not be used before any object. So he said that is correct. And on the other hand, in imperative sentence, where order or request or command is implied, in this sentence, in imperative sentence, we can easily use tell, because in the use of tell, we can imply the meaning, order, request or command at the same time. That's why in imperative sentence we must use tell instead of say, because tell and to plus verb will create the effect of order or request. Suppose, don't talk in the class, said the teacher to the boys. The teacher advised the boys not to talk in the class, not to talk. So advised, and there is no more sentence after first part, because this is a simple sentence and this is complex. And on the other hand, if we can write it in another way, the teacher told the boys not to talk in the class. Both are correct. We can use advised considering the sense of the direct speech, or we can generally use tell instead of advise. Again, the teacher advised the boys not to talk in the class, or the teacher told the boys not to talk in the class. Both are the same. Another example, bring me a cup of tea, said Nelson to Andrea. Nelson asked Andrea to bring him a cup of tea. If we consider the meaning of the sense of the sentence, this is actually a question to bring or a request. So we can use it. Nelson told Andrea to bring him a cup of tea. This is correct too. So while changing speech in imperative sentence, we must focus the implied sense. Is it an order? Is it a request? Or is it a command? And in that way, we can use the verb. Is it advice? Is it command? Is it request? Or if we cannot identify the sense of the sentence, whether it is command, it is request, or it is actually an order, we can generally use tell somebody to do something. Suppose, please give me a glass of water. Rahim said. Rahim requested him or his friend to give him a glass of water, or Rahim told his friend to give him a glass of water. Both are correct. Now, interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence is the question type sentence where we find note of question at the end of sentence or note of interrogation. So first of all, we remove quotation marks and question mark in the interrogative sentence. As an example, 2. Mohan said to Salim, why didn't you attend the meeting yesterday? First, remove quotation, these two quotation mark, and note of exclamation. See, there is no note of exclamation, there is no note of quotation here. Then use if or whether if the sentence inside the quotation marks begins with a helping verb, auxiliary verb. Helping verb and auxiliary verb, they are the same thing. So if it is introduced with a helping verb or auxiliary verb, we must use if or whether in that place. So since there is no helping verb, let's take another example here. Like this, Muhammad said to Sultan, do you like mangoes? See, there is a helping verb here, do. So to comply this rule, we can say instead of do, we must use if or whether suitable, which one. So let's see, Muhammad asked. This is a question, that's why instead of say, we must use asked. Muhammad asked Sultan if he liked mangoes. So instead of do, there is if, and the sentence takes very simple structure. Instead of reversible, it remains in assertive form. After if, there is subject verb formation. This is very important to understand, because if you follow sentence structure of that form, I mean in the form of interrogative, that will be wrong. So while changing interrogative sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, you must keep in mind that when there is a helping verb at the beginning of in quotation mark, there must be if or whether, whichever is suitable instead of do or any helping verb. And after if, there must be the subject and verb. This is the case, actually, most of the students get to make mistakes, and it is unintentional. They follow the rule of the interrogative sentence and just face what they don't want to face. So Muhammad asked Sultan if he liked the mangoes is correct here. Now what if we don't have any helping verb, but instead of helping verb we find a WH question? Suppose what, when, where, who, whom, whose, which. So WH question word, in WH question word that we need not use, or you need not replace this WH question word. So Mohan said to Salim, why didn't you attend the meeting yesterday? Why? This WH question word remains same. See, instead of say to, there must be asked. This is the basic rule. While changing interrogative sentence, you have to transform these things first. Instead of say to, asked. Then why? If there is WH word, it remains same. Why? But you need to use the subject right after this WH word. So what is the sentence? Their subject. You need to see Mohan said to Salim. So subject here is Salim. So he refers to Salim. Mohan asked Salim why he had not attended the meeting the day before. Did not attend the meeting. Past indefinite tense change into past perfect. See, why did not you? Why he had not attended the meeting yesterday, the day before. There is a subsequent formation and change of sentence, and this is very important to know what to change in interrogative sentence. Firstly, you need to change say or tell, and instead of say or tell, use asked. 2. If it is WH word, then it will remain same, followed by subject and verb. If there is no WH word, there is only auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb, instead of auxiliary verb, there will be if or whether. Please keep in mind that after if and whether or WH word, there must be subject and verb. Now, in another part, this is exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence expresses our sudden feelings, our sudden happiness, shocking, horror, or our instant reaction. So exclamatory sentence, in an exclamatory sentence, we need to first remove the note of exclamation at the end of a sentence. At the end of a sentence, there is a note of exclamation in exclamatory sentence that must be removed. Then the quotation mark, I mean inverted commas. After that, the expression oh, alas, what horrible sight, whatever, this must be removed from the sentence. And if the verb not given, use the be verb. So, oh, what a beautiful flower that is. She exclaimed joyfully that was a very beautiful flower. See, what a beautiful flower that is. The sentence structure is different here, but we need to transform it into assertive sentence. She said that was an exclamation of happiness, joyfulness. That's why she is not said. Instead of said, we use exclaimed. Instead of said, we use exclaimed. She exclaimed joyfully because the expression oh refers her happiness, her sudden feelings for something good. That's why she says, what a beautiful flower that is. That was a very beautiful flower. After that, the sentence structure is subject plus verb. So you can see is became was. And in another sentence, what a horrible sight, we all exclaimed. So horrible sight, it refers his disgust, his disturbance, his unliking. That's why we all exclaimed that it was a very horrible sight. It was a very horrible sight. Now, alas, I have broken my brother's watch. As you can see, it was his expression of sorrow, his shocking. That's why I exclaimed sorrowfully. Instead of joyfully, I use sorrowfully depending on his reaction on the incident. His incident was sorrowness. He exclaimed sorrowfully that he had broken his brother's watch. It's simple. How beautiful she is. She exclaimed joyfully. There is a joyful reaction. That's why she exclaimed joyfully that she was very beautiful. She was. This is a reverse structure. Exclamation, note of exclamation is the reverse structure here. But now we need to keep it in assertive form. That's why after that subject she and is turns into was, very beautiful remains how becomes very beautiful here. Now, optative sentence. Optative sentence is a sentence of making wish or prayer. So, in reporting verb, when you use say to, instead of say to, we use pray. Remember, either it is wish or pray. These are the two important words for changing direct speech to indirect speech. Instead of say to, we use wish or pray in reporting verb. Inverted comma is replaced by that. We all know subject of the reported speech and might. The verb is might, that is to know first. So the teacher said to the students, may Allah bless you. In this sentence, we remove quotation mark or inverted commas. And the teacher said to, instead of said to, we use wished. And that is used after wished. What is the subject here? Allah. So Allah has become the subject, and might, instead of may, we use might as in the rule. Now, there are some changes in time and place. Suppose now becomes then, here, there, hereafter, thereafter, these, that, these, those, ago, before. This is very important to know, because in representing the word of speaker in direct speech, we use today, the point of time while delivering the speech. But in indirect speech, which is repeated in the later time, in a later period, so to keep the same meaning of the time and distance, we must change some phrases accordingly. Because in a sentence, what we say, I saw him last week, Rohim said. Rohim said that he saw his friend the previous week or the week before. So last week became previous week in the indirect speech. In the same way, last night, I met her last night. That means I said that I had met her the previous night. last night became previous night in example. Let's see some other examples here. When we use let as permission, there is might as subject. Let me have a cup of tea. He said that he might have a cup of tea. So this is the permission. So instead of let, we use might. He said that he might have a cup of tea. But when we use let as proposal, let's play a game. He proposed that we should play a game. So let as proposal in a sentence, that must be introduced with proposed, and in verb it is should. So in permission the verb is might, in proposal that is should. That's all today. Thanks for listening to the video. Subscribe our channel NC Institute, Facebook page NC Institute. Do share the video and feel free to ask any questions you want, and we are eagerly waiting for your feedback. Thank you.